Parking garages always make for such an interesting start to any vlog. I'm back! That's right, I'm back. Had to take a little bit of a hiatus there. Happy to be back. I just wanted to shout out to everybody with all the emails you sent me, all the DMs you sent. It was great to hear from you. Hopefully I'll be vlogging for a little while longer this time without taking an extenuating break like I did last time. That all being said, hello world, it's your Uncle Heavy. Today I'm on location in Rochester, New York. This behind me is the Strong Museum of Play. Like with most museums, I don't do a lot of research to see exactly what's going on in there because I like to be a little bit surprised, but it's basically a museum dedicated to the play, the art of play, toys, and that sort of thing. So, let's go get some tickets, go see what kind of trouble I can get into. Do you come along?
Camcorder! Mine! No way!
Oh, it's playtime. Alright, let's go inside and check this place out. Wow, just look at this main entrance hall here. This is the Strong National Museum of Play. It was established in 1969 from the personal collection of Rochester native Margaret Woodbury Strong and opened to the public in 1982. Classified as a history museum, it's the only collections-based museum solely devoted to the study of play. Within its walls lie over 282,000 square feet of exhibits that feature nature, history, storybooks, comics, and even video games, to name a few. There are hundreds of interactive displays to educate and stimulate kids of all ages, even big kids like me. Yep, that is a huge Mr. Potato Head. And a gigantic Jenga game as well. Looks like they got a giant magic 8-ball back there too. Just wanted to get a full shot of that stained glass. Look at all that. That's just... I'm just completely awestruck here. So look, actual original big wheel. Now I actually had one of these in the... Well, a long time ago I had one of those. Had the spin out brake there on the right. Totally amazing. Complete connection of Duncan yo-yos here. I'm pretty sure I had I had the butterfly one and the Imperial one, which is, I don't see an Imperial here, but they've got the Jewel. Had the Jewel as well. We all know who this is. I mean, anybody who's seen Toy Story, this is an actual original Slinky Dog. Huh, very cool. They've got a real Frisbee's pie pan there that the Frisbee plastic disc toy was manufactured after. People would actually throw these around, and that's what actually incorporated the design of the plastic throw disc. Frisbee pie. Nice display of bicycles. I thought for a second that was the Pee Wee Herman bike, but no, not quite. Look at this guy. It's a bicycle made for 4 people. Now, if you look at that orange bike right there, that was a 3-speed that actually had a shifter on the side column. And I had one like that way back when, but it had a really, really high, it was called a sissy bar, and you could pull amazing wheelies with it. Donald Duncan, the inventor of the Duncan yo-yo. And Jim Henson, needs no introduction, of course. And of course, let's not forget, good old Uncle Walt. So how many of you guys had an Etch-a-Sketch growing up? I loved my Etch-a-Sketch. It's always so hard trying to make a circle with it. TIE fighter right here. My brother had Darth Vader's, and I had the X-Wing fighter, but yeah, we had those Kenner Star Wars toys too. The original Atari 2600, appropriately loaded with the Space Invaders cartridge. It was everybody's favorite. I remember there was a hack where if you held the reset button down while you turned it on, you got a double shot. Yeah, I'm really dating myself now. Original Erector set. Yes, I had one of those too. And Lincoln Logs. Oh yeah. Original Tinker Toys. And there it is, Mr. Potato Head. Now, I think they have an actual original one in the background. I'm not positive, I'll have to research it afterwards, but I'm pretty sure the original one you actually used on a potato. You used a regular potato and stuck the eyes and nose and made a Mr. Potato Head. Look what I'm walking into here. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Old hockey game? So now here we're starting in with the birth of the original electronic games. The old LED handhelds, tic-tac-toe. This is an electronic tic-tac-toe game from the 1960s. It looks like they have an emulator that you can play here with a rotary dial. Wow, look at that. Uh-oh. Stalemate. That's very cool. And they have an original Atari Pong game. Now, my brother and I had this one here. It was not the original, but it was like a knockoff. Very, very simple game. But we used to play it for hours and hours. Got here another Atari 2600 and Apple II computer. Now, this whole setup back, I remember in like 1984, the console, the monitor, 2 floppy drives, was close to $3,000 back then. I don't know what that converts to in today's money, but it was super expensive. Old handheld Merlin game here too. Wow. So what kid in the 80s and 90s didn't have the Coleco electronic football game? This one's a little bit hard to see. You can't. My brother Jason had this. It was called Red Light, Green Light. Used to play this thing for hours. It was so simple. It was just a red light and a green LED, and you had to move forward and not get stopped while you're on the red light. Otherwise, you'd be moved back to the bottom. And here it is, the original Pong game that was in the arcade. 1975 this was. Yes, Afterburner. We've got some stand-up console games here too. Rampage. I'm telling you, tons and tons of quarters I used to spend on this game. Okay, this was absolutely my favorite game. And I got a token.
Red 5 standing by.
It's even like lit up dark here, like the arcades were way back in the day.
Red 5, I'm going in.
Here we go. Yep, that was the stuff. Here we go. A room dedicated to nothing but pinball here. So let's go check that out. Got a little evolution of the pinball game going on here as well. Here, look at all the pinball games. Now this was the TRS-80 computer from Radio Shack. And believe it or not, the programs came on a cassette. They had a cassette drive. You'd actually have to play to load the game. They actually have a first generation PlayStation here. And this was called Virtual Boy. I remember that it was like a 3D made by Nintendo. But if you looked at it too long, it would like burn your eyes, your retina or something. I just remember they pulled it off the market. Sega Genesis. And And the original NES game with the Rob robot controller. Got some assorted antique toys that they have on display here. Old 3D viewing device.
Good afternoon. May I have your attention, please? Michael Connolly. Michael Connolly. Please meet your party on the various exhibit at this time.
They have a old Kermit the Frog puppet toy here. Now this brings back memories. This is called pickup sticks. Always had pickup sticks. Never ever have I figured out how to play pickup sticks. Something I need to Google later. They actually have an original Lego set from 1961 here. This is back then it teamed up with the Samsonite company to manufacture the plastic construction blocks. Girder and panel. My brother and I used to have this set right here. We'd build buildings. Sort of like putting the I-beams across and then creating a building out of it. Of course, modern Legos, modern Lincoln Logs. And now these are called nano blocks. I guess they're smaller versions of Lego-like sets. I was kind of touching on this earlier. I had the X-Wing fighter. I always wanted one of these AT-ATs, and yes, for the record, they are AT-ATs. Hasbro G.I. Joe. There's Destro sitting right in that vehicle, which is actually a G.I. Joe vehicle, not a Cobra vehicle, but nobody's counting. I remember my friends having this Star Trek set. It was really weird because it was like made out of this loose plastic that had a hard time standing up on its own, and you'd put the action figures in those chairs and they never really sit, so it was kind of weird. Of course, you've got the Smurfs. I mean, that was a collection all onto itself back in the 80s. Stuffed E.T. And that's Megatron, an original Megatron Transformer. I actually had this one. I wonder what it's worth today. Optimus Prime. Okay, who had a My Buddy? I remember that commercial just getting stuck in your head for hours at a time, just wouldn't go away. Tickle Me Elmo. I remember people would line up for hours to get the Tickle Me Elmo that one year. Barney too. Buzz Lightyear. Who could forget Furbies? Remember that craze that passed? These are Rock'em Sock'em robots, but I don't know what's going on with the Barbie doll heads on there. They sort of have this like life-size operation game going on here, where I guess you pick things up without buzzing it. Bear. This view is actually really kind of cool. Actually, it's like Captain America thing going on here. It's actually like the snack area, kind of shaped like an old diner, with this really cool background. And have some fish. Welcome to America at Play. Okay, I can never do these.
Wait for my signal. 2, 1, go!
Actually just hit it right there. Yeah, I hit it. I guess this turns this, which turns this. Good old Rubik's Cube. Okay, I'm gonna make that thing move. Ooh. That's known as a vortex canyon, by the way. Walking through a kaleidoscope. And an illusion room.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Whoa.
Just hold on.
Yeah, I know. You do. I'm like feeling dizzy here. I don't...
Are you live? Are you a YouTuber?
Yeah, I am.
I'm a YouTuber.
Whoa. So yeah. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Looks like they have kind of like a Sesame Street sort of area. There you go. Big bird up there. Is Oscar in here? Nope. They even got the set from Sesame Street here. Lots of really cool things for the little ones to do here. This is very cool. This is something I would even consider want to do as an adult. But I think it's closed. Area here dedicated to superheroes. Iron Man, Hulk, and he's got his face covering on. I see what we're doing here. We're walking a tightrope here.
By for Super Strike. You look stronger now.
I have super strength. Get the yellow brick road here. Detective agency. Creepy. Oh yes, you can look through. We can haunt the house here. Kind of a climbing fort up above here. There's like this giant puppet you could control with these levers. Make his arm go up and go down, and this one go up and go down. Just a big kid, that's all I am. The troll guy here. I think his that's gotta be over his nose. Much better. They even have a butterfly exhibit here that you can come and see them in this tropical room. Wow. Look at you. Hello. Who's observing who? Okay, never mind. For the Museum of Play here in Rochester. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up down below, share this video, tell your friends. If you're new to my channel, check out some of my other videos. If you like them, consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified of any future vlogs I put out. Till next time, signing off from Rochester, New York. Bye-bye.